All right, so I've sent out a link. I figure it's probably best right now to go on ahead and just go live because I know some of y'all have been waiting for a little bit over there on Blake's channel, and I'd hate to keep anybody waiting too long over here. Um, how's everybody doing today? I tell you what, right now I was in the middle of taking. Oh, I had to take and mute myself over my channel so I could. So let's see. Trevor and Yarning, thank y'all for joining, for stopping in today. Trevor, how did the move go, buddy? Because I don't know if I asked you last go around, but last time that I seen you, but it's good to see you in the comments again, man. And Yarning, it looked like yesterday you had a rough day of work. On the phone with tech support for 2 days. Oh, good God. Tech support can suck, especially if the tech support person isn't half fucking competent. I've seen that firsthand as a tech whenever when doing tech for Geek Squad, and people had to be transferred over to me because the first person was an idiot, and it was especially with it being a simple fix. So now they've taken in a lot of places, have outsourced it to different countries, and now it's it's a lot more aggravating than it was even dealing with people here in America. Cheers to you, Moose. So hopefully here shortly, Jeremy will be in. Blake said that the tech was supposed to take and be there today to actually give him new internet so he can get off the AT&T. His box isn't resetting, and the person that was supposed to take and come called him and told him they wouldn't be able to make it today. So hopefully tomorrow he'll have it. But the plan is if he has it tomorrow, we're kind of just going to do a show every day this week, I think is the plan at the moment. Just because of the simple fact of the matter being that normally we're, for the last couple of weeks for the BNA show, we've caught problems trying to take and get in. That we've missed a lot of the second shows, the BNA second shows, like we like trying to take and do. So kind of give y'all do some catching up basically on from not doing the second show, and for the times that Blake's either dropped out or we haven't been able to take and do stuff like we've been wanting to because AT&T sucks where he's at. Moose Gal, the day is going pretty good. I tell you what, I've gotten back in the mindset of grinding here on YouTube. I've gotten the last 2 days I've recorded 11 videos, but for the reaction channel and for this main channel. Later today, I've got a onboard Alaman TT, Alaman TT lap on board to take and actually that I'm putting out. I'm gonna tell you right now, compared to taking and watching, it's one thing seeing how wow, they're flying. Whenever I was taking and watching the fan reaction video, just seeing how close the fans get, watching that onboard camera and their point of view camera, especially that's attached to dude's helmets. Jesus Christ, the amount I don't see how they take and see what the hell's going on. I don't see how because this, as soon as they take and hit that gas after they've had to take and downshift to come out of because they had to go into a curve. I mean, it's like the front end lifts up and it'll stay lifted up for a good quarter mile or more. So just watching that last night taking and give me anxiety as I was watching. I wasn't even the one driving the damn bike. So David, it was, let me see. I've got the video saved. It's Peter Hickman, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was Peter Hickman. Alaman TT 2017 onboard multiple cameras full lap of Peter Hickman. Watching it made me nervous because, let's see, somebody put in the comments a quote that one of them said. I can't remember if it was one of the Dunlops that took and said, I see a green blur and a gray blur, and I try to stay in between the gray, try to stay on the gray blur. And I see the reason why after watching that. That's a quote that was said, because holy crap. I also took and did a video for it's a Subaru WRC WRX that took and run the course, and I'm gonna tell you what, it doesn't look as bad trying to take and run it with a car, but then again, taking into account that the car takes up one whole freaking lane of that whole lap that is done, and some of the way some of the curves are done, you'd have to surgically remove the seats from my ass once I got off the bike or once I got out the car. There's no two ways about it. It's just holy crap. Thank you for that, Moose. I greatly appreciate that. And Trevor, yes, I completely agree. Now, I don't know if anybody has seen, but they've got a sleeper, the sleeper cars versus the super cars. I can't remember the name of the show, but it's on Netflix. Got 2 seasons. And now I have to take and say the Lambos that have that push button ignition, or not the push button, but the push button, the launch button. All they got to do is they got to have their foot on the gas pedal basically and hit that launch button. They time it right with that light. A lot of times a sleeper car get them off the line, but if they're taking and doing that quarter mile, that Lambo a lot of time catches them. I noticed that because there was was it the second season, if I'm not mistaken, it was a sleeper that won. It was a super that won, and same thing with the. I think at the very last race, it was also the same thing in the first season. The supercar won. It was maybe it was a sleeper the first go around. It was supercar the second go around. I'm waiting on the season 3 because I enjoyed the crap out of that show, because you got to take and see these people that were taking and doing the sleeper car builds and stuff like that, the time and effort, the sweat that they take and put into these things, and just how you take and come up to it at a red light, and other than it revving its engine and you hearing the pop, the you wouldn't think it's going to take and have the kind of power that it has. And then you take and watch them race and the way some of them things take off. Now, I think one of the funniest things I've seen, as much as I cover electric cars and stuff like that on my main channel, I think it was the last race, or like next last race on that Netflix show. This dude made his own electric car, and he put too much. He got too much torque by getting into it too much. Didn't take and he didn't account for how much torque just by slamming the gas pedal, and yeah, he wound up hitting another car. So. Well, see, I didn't even take and realize that, David. I didn't realize he was a current lap record holder. Well, that's good, Moose Gal. That's awesome. And Toyota makes good cars. I mean, so that should last you a good long minute. Let's see. Cheers to you, Lep. Tunis. Hopefully you're doing good today. It's good to see you, man. Shadowgate. No. Have not. Let's see. Yes. I know. Yeah, exactly. The Tesla that. Oh my God. Yes, I seen that. I don't know. I don't understand why they did it, but yeah, it's, I seen that. It's like, wow, I guess the ingenuity of some people. I guess if you got engineering in your blood of any kind and you love cars, that'd be the perfect way to take and go, because ain't nobody going to expect an old Honda to be sitting on top of a Tesla, and to take and have the kind of oomph they've got in them. That's something else. Cheers to you, Julie. Son builds and races. My stepdad used to take and do drag racing. He had an old Ford Maverick that he took and souped up, and he made it more of a Sunday driver, but it was a Sunday driver with some speed to it. He's like, all right, I'm going to take you for a ride, and he stomped it. I was like, this feels nice. They also had a Ford Galaxy that he took and turned into a drag car, and that thing would scream down the track. Doesn't matter if it was eighth mile or quarter mile tracks. It doesn't matter. And it was fun taking and going and watching that stuff. That's the reason why I tell folks I don't care for NASCAR. I'm just being I do not care for NASCAR. A bunch of left turns. That's not very exciting. It's only exciting once they get four wide and somebody takes and does too much rubbing, because it's racing and all that, and they, cause like a 30-car pileup, and you got 10 people that take and finish the race. To me, that's the only time it's exciting. You take me out to the drag strip track though, and we see two people go head to head. What I've got against what you've got. And let's see, number one, if I can get down to the end faster, and number two, whether or not you're good enough at the light so you don't take and break out, and I win and one of them win regardless because the other person took and jumped the gun. I love seeing that because that right there, I understand NASCAR takes skill, but that right there, taking to actually hit that light just as that last light on the tree takes and it flashes and it goes to that green to take and hit that perfectly. And to take and have it to where it's not revved so much that you don't blow an engine, throw a rod, or anything of that sort, or take and lose your transmission as you're coming off the line. I enjoyed that 3 times as much as I enjoyed watching any kind of NASCAR race. Yeah, I noticed the electric Formula One race cars. I'm going to take and be looking more into that too, because that's kind of interesting how the technology for the race cars is coming along. What's up, CB? Cheers to you. Well, Moose Gal, I appreciate that. Hopefully the rest of them don't seem as backwards as people make them out to be. That's for sure. Now, see, I wouldn't mind watching dirt track racing because you got a little bit more things that can go wrong as you're taking and running around that track because you don't have the same kind of grip as you got on as a oval with pavement on it or nothing like that. But yeah, drag racing, hands down. I'd much rather take and go watch drag racing than anything. Did not know you was born in Alabama. What part, homie? That is very true. Mechanics do laugh at engineers. I've found that people that are engineers and that work on vehicles, they're a little bit better than the engineers that take and come out onto your job site. Because if you work on a job site, engineer shows up, your day's about to get really shitty. It's just a cold hard facts because they're about to screw something up because they screwed something up whenever they were making the plans that you're now following. Oh, we got to take and change this and this and this, and this 3 days extra work. So, or 2 weeks worth of extra work. So, and as speaking of go-karts, that's another thing. Like somebody took and told me in the comments in my TT fan reaction video, they said, "Hey, you need to take a look at the street racing carts." Now, I watched about a 30-second clip of one, and them little suckers are hauling ass. They're scooting around the track. They're doing over 100 miles an hour. I don't know how they're getting that out of a cart, but great God. That is absolute insanity. Completely agree with you, Vanessa. I love the Alabama. That was one of the good things. I enjoyed taking and going back home or back to Alabama for the vacation, to take and see my mom, because I was able to take and go show my kids the Mobile Bay where I took and grew up, which that feeds into the Gulf of Mexico. But the seafood down there, I was so happy I was able to take and eat some good. I ate some grouper down at the there's a restaurant that we went to, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was right there on Dauphin Island, Alabama, and God, that fish was so good. But but the soft shell crab and then some of the other seafood they had with the shrimp and everything, the Gulf Coast shrimp, Jesus Christ. So I might have taken start bookmarking more of the BBC stuff. I'll take and go to the BBC. I have to I'll try to take and go there. And there's a couple other sites that David's kind of told me about as far as like as far as the BBC is concerned, to take and actually watch like catch anything that's motorcycle racing related. Because I'm being honest, I don't have the gonads to take and go that fast and on anything. I don't think, as far as like the motorcycle racers go. It's been probably like 29 years, and I was a passenger on the back of a dirt bike. That's the last time I was on anything that had two wheels that didn't have a chain and a pedal. So, wifey asked me something real quick. There we go. Let's see. Birmingham. Oh, okay. It's nice to see everybody being. It's nice to see the community that we have here for the BNA show, and uh, not only BNA show, just the fact that y'all are all on Blake's stuff and his live streams and his comments, and if I go live over here, most of y'all come over here and take and hear what the heck I've got to say. I love the fact that we have the community that we have. Y'all some awesome people. I got to say that. No, I have not, but I will definitely check them out. I don't mind, and that's the thing. I don't mind atheist content whatsoever. It's if somebody's intelligent or if somebody is fun to watch, regardless of religion, I don't mind watching. Um, I know there are folks that would probably be like, "Oh, he's an atheist. I can't watch this," or "He believes a certain way. I can't watch this because it goes against." And that's just, I'm sorry, you can't have that close of mind. So you could convince me to. Whether you want me to is a different story. Just putting that out there. Hot, hot and humid. Um, Hottest day of the year. Take a walk outside and then pour a bucket of water over yourself, and then take a move around after taking and doing so. That's Alabama. Now, I say that kind of tongue in cheek because the humidity and the heat down there is like that. But as far as like the sites and everything, there's so much history because it was first settled by the Spanish, and then you had the French that took and come in as well, and you also got Indian influences down there. Most people don't know, but Mardi Gras did not start in New Orleans; it started down in Mobile, Alabama. The very first Mardi Gras in the U.S. was done in Mobile, Alabama. And that doesn't get as crazy there whenever they do hold the Mardi Gras celebrations. You still get beads, and the big thing is you take, and not only do they throw out candy off the floats, they throw out moon pies. But they do have like the Mardi Gras balls and stuff like that. And they've got the different associations that are associated with Mardi Gras. And once it starts coming up time for that season, because it's fun to be down there in that area. Yeah, the only thing down in Alabama is basically, well, you got the Gulf Coast. I mean, hell, you got more than that. Hell, you got the Gulf Coast, so you got beautiful shoreline, you got beautiful beaches. Like white, my wife, the first time she saw the sand down there, she thought it had just snowed. Um, that's how white the sand is down that way. But you've also got NASA. You got you got mountains up in northern part of the state, and if you enjoy watching football, you've got the University of Alabama, you've got University of Troy, you've got University of Alabama Birmingham, you've got Auburn University. You've got so many different colleges down there that have, even if they're a smaller university, they've got pretty story histories. You've got Tuskegee, where the Tuskegee Airmen were trained. Um, for those that don't know, Tuskegee Airmen, they were a all black fighter pilot squadron. They took and served admirably during World War II. was it Chappie? I can't remember the Air Force rank, but Chappie James was the first black general for the U.S. Military, and he was one of the fighting one of the Tuskegee Airmen. So there's a lot of stuff in Alabama. Not only that, you got the birthplace of Hank Williams Sr. You got me and the wife and the kids actually stopped off at the Hank Williams Sr. At one of the museums dedicated to Hank Williams Sr. It's one of the houses he actually took and grew up in there in Alabama, just outside of Montgomery, as we were making our way back to South Carolina whenever we were down there for vacation. That was pretty cool to see because it had all kinds of stuff from not only whenever he was alive and, original suits and guitars and stuff like that, but they also had news clippings from the area from whenever he took and lived there and he took and performed in the town, and all these different stars that, from present and the past that took and have been through there with their pictures and autographs and handwritten letters to them and stuff. Alabama has some neat stuff. Things can be backward as all get out there, but beautiful state. See, we don't get no snow here in South Carolina hardly. Whenever we do get snow, it's like 2.5, 3 inches. If it's more than half an inch, and then it shuts the whole state down. I've never raced like that on a track, but anytime when I was younger, whatever the speedometer had, whatever was on the speedometer in the car, that's what I tried getting it up to on nice long straightaways. And now I'd like to take and see how fast it would take and go and still hold the curve. Wasn't very smart, but thank God I lived through it. So yeah, I couldn't imagine taking and doing racing for a living. That's a whole different kind of, you got to have a certain mindset to be able to do that. Not only that, you've got to have the reaction time you've got to have for the smallest things that happens in fractions of seconds. Insanity. Yes, y'all are the bestest ever. Motorcycle snow machines. No, I've not seen that. Let's see. Love speed. That'd kill you, right? Don't. Oh, that kind of speed. Okay. And see, that's the other thing I'm going to start taking a look at too is videos of the Northwest 200 there in Northern Ireland, the Irish road races or whatever. It's just, Bo, since you've taken and told me about this stuff and had me, and I've taken and watched the first 2 documentaries, and I'm still trying to find the other one on Dunlop's a way that I can actually view it. But the first 2 documentaries and then anything I'm able to take and find on YouTube and stuff like that, dude, it's fascinating to me because just number one, for that track right there, just the fact that it's done, you want, they want to win. It's a time trial, and they're wanting to take and win. They want to have the best overall time, but they do it out of a sense of pride instead of taking and trying to chase money and stuff like that. My understanding is from what you said, and just by watching some stuff from in like interviews from some of the riders, the money's not as much as it is other places or other races and stuff like that, but the sense of pride that they get from taking and racing that, and if they win, it's they say it's like no other feeling in the world, but just the pride of actually racing on that track and that's the reason why many of them take and do it just for the love of it. You don't find that a whole lot. See, I took and I wasn't very good on a bicycle, so I figured it was probably better for me to stay off of a motorcycle. That was just my mindset. I think it'd be cool to take and see it live. My goal is to take one day, make it over there to actually watch it in person. Well, we are very accepting of folks. As long as people aren't, complete buttholes, we love them to death. And I think Swami kind of breaks the mold on that, but I love Swami anyways, but I think most everybody else enjoys Swami too. But yeah, definitely that's one of the things I like about this. I love about our community as well. As long as you know, whenever you come in, if you're nice and you take and interact like you've got sense in your head, you're going to be accepted. Doesn't matter what your personality is, because everybody's got different personalities. So we appreciate you joining the community, Moose. Really do. And here we go. We've got Mr. Jeremy Vincent. How are you doing today, sir?
Been pretty good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm surprised I've kept it together for 25 minutes so far. Normally I'm
Are
on
you just by yourself?
else. Yeah, I've been by myself the whole time.
Oh, cue the song "All by Myself."
So you
hope you're doing good today.
Oh yeah, man, I can't complain. I was telling them earlier that I've kind of got that fire back, that wanting to, like I was doing the first 2 or 3 months after before and then after I took and got the channel monetized. I'm in that grind mindset where
you have to. And I noticed you're growing a lot fast. You're starting.
This channel is crazy because I haven't put anything out on this channel other than like Let's Talk, which I'm going to take and move over to the other channel. And actually thinking about just taking and ending completely altogether, whether it be me and Swami or me and Alex, because I want to concentrate more on this.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's where it's at. I just been busy lately. I haven't put anything out.
But you've also been buying and selling stuff on the side too, though, hadn't you?
Oh yeah. I'm doing just different stuff. So,
I think regardless, whenever you're able to take and put out videos, people love whatever you take and put out. So, Moose, no, me and the wife who we take and live in South Carolina now. Let's see, I can't remember where I was at, but oh well. Yeah. Alabama has let's see, they've got Volvo, they've got Hyundai, they've got I think they've got a Mercedes plant there too. They've got quite a few car makers there. Kind of like same thing here in South Carolina. They've got Volvo and they got Volvo, BMW, and Mercedes here. Yeah, Bama. Not only that, most people don't realize that they've got a NASA camp there in Alabama as well. They're in Huntsville. Cheers to you, man. Hopefully everything is going good for you.
I'll drink a little bit today.
I hear that. I've supposed to meet my oldest daughter for dinner tonight. Her and the guy that she's talking to. She wants me to meet him, so take and go out, have some CC's pizza tonight. So I'm gonna take and wait till after that, take and have me a drink or two. 2016 Street triple. Oh, nice. Hopefully the work day is going good for you there, wifey. I know she was having problems with her phone. It kind of wanted to reset on her. It reinstalled all of her apps, so she got to get a new phone for her, to say the least. You just take and let me know what you need for postage, homie, and I'll take and send it to you via PayPal or something like that. So, let's see. Do you have any videos planned for release anytime soon, or?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I need to put some more out. I was working on some songs, just doing songs, but I know what my bread and butter is if I would just do it. It's teaching. I could do a lot better on it than anything.
Yeah,
but it's a lot of work, and it's like then it takes the fun almost out of playing. So,
I don't know. I bet it does. But I bet you could take and probably. You can not only take and do the playing stuff, but once a week take and put out like a teaching video of even like beginner type songs, probably just taking, so folks that are trying to take and learn, they've got simple chords and stuff like that. There's not too many transitions or anything like that, not too many different hand placements while they're taking and playing, but they still be able to take and actually play a song. I think that would do pretty good for you.
Oh, okay. It said my full name. Okay, that's cool.
Let's see.
Yeah, I said that. Just the money wasn't right for the drive.
And that was what you said, an hour and a half drive. Yeah.
Hour 15. Yeah, for the money, I have to make more. But there's other positions that's opening up there, and I got my foot in the door real good with them. So
Well, that's good. That's good.
So they said just keep looking at the jobs, and when I apply, just let them know, and they'll try to help me get those positions. So
Yeah, I've seen that. The Tesla did the 5-to-1 split, so the price went back down. So
Oh.
yeah, definitely the price. The time is now to get in on Tesla.
what is the price right now on Tesla?
$1,884.50. That's down from almost $3,000. So it's. Let's see, Giga Texas. Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest with you. That there's a lot more companies, and I remember taking and seeing, especially on Twitter, people like, "Oh, California doesn't need Tesla, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Well, all your other fucking billionaires are leaving there too, dumbasses." So, kind of do. It's kind of like New York. New York right now is kind of begging all their rich people, their millionaires and billionaires, please stay, please stay. Cuomo has kind of realized that the tax burden placed on those that they can make over a certain amount is kind of driving people away, and people can say whatever they want. Making too much money or blah blah blah. But the thing about it is, I think most people don't. They forget the goal of business is to make money, and if you take and put in the blood, sweat, tears, and years, why shouldn't you be able to take and make as much money as you're able to? But I have to take worry about the government taking 70, 80, 90% of it. So, and David, how's the project bike coming along? I know you had to take and replace the front end. You had to take and get the the arms or whatever. One of them was bent. I think it's the same way at the Giga factory. They're trying to take and build there in Germany as well.
Now, what did you say the price was for the stock now?
It's $1,800. It's showing right now on NASDAQ. It's $1,884
for stock.
Uh-huh.
You ought to buy you about 100 of them.
Yeah, if I had 18, or 180,000 or 1.8 million, I think that it would take. Yeah, it's funny though with the him. I guess Tesla taking and hitting certain benchmarks or whatever. He gained $8 billion in value. So yeah, he gains Elon Musk gained $8 billion and becomes the fourth richest person in the world. But it's funny because he invested so much money into the company, and then he took it to where once we hit benchmarks, that's when I get paid. I thought that was a pretty interesting way of doing things.
Lions, what's up? Just dropped the new album, High Commodity. That's cool, man.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I'll take and check that out tonight, dude. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
I'll be right
Julie,
back.
you sing some? Okay, you sing. You said you sing, Julie. Erie, yeah, you just get the guitar out and you can learn on YouTube nowadays about anything. If you want to learn, what I recommend you do is get you a real good loud amp, and then when this man over here starts to go to sleep, just go like that. Do all your practicing while he's trying to sleep. I'm just kidding. I apologize. Works on my daily bike. The project is set waiting. I'll have to wait a while. You don't have to wait a while. Work on the bike. I know you would do that, Erie. I know you got it in you. You can do it. You can learn to play the guitar, though. No lie. I gave your wife a little advice on when she's going to practice.
Maybe you might want to take and get another guitar. That one's been beat up and Yeah.
Oh, you've been doing the like the pyrotechnic tricks and stuff with it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. It's been leaned against the wall. It's fallen so many times. I don't think I'd be trusted. Oh, 5 for 1 equals 420. Oh, okay. That's crazy.
Yeah, and he's got that new Starlink project going on too. If that goes over big, he's gonna be really rich.
Yeah, I have to take and check the album out tonight. When I take and start doing my recording, I'll take and do a couple songs and release them. I'll release one tomorrow. Release another reaction the day after. That way we can kind of get some stuff out there for you, and hopefully get some eyes on your stuff, man. Oh, the work was on your daily bike. I didn't realize that. Okay. Well, can't wait to take and see the end result for the project bike. Honda Kombi trunk bike. Okay, I might have to take a look that up because I have no clue what that is. Just being honest.
Sounds cool though.
It does. Let's see.
Trumpet in school, dabble with a bass guitar. Huh? So what are y'all doing today, says Erie? Right now we're trying to find Blake some internet.
Yeah. This is
Blake showed up. Oh, cool.
Huh. Damn, that thing's small, ain't it? Great Lord.
I can tell.
I can see the revised call to trunk bike now.
I don't see Shaq getting on that anytime soon.
No, not at all.
He's not going to be a sponsor. Yeah, prices are going up on vehicles. No lie. Well, you wouldn't think that, but with the economy,
Yeah, which I'm gonna be honest with you. The fact that you do see rising prices of like vehicles and stuff like that, the price of the Ford Broncos, even at the highest price point, like it surprised me that because you can get a 2-door for 21 grand at a base model. I was like, that's for an SUV, for an off-road SUV that comes with 4-wheel drive. Normally for just a 4-wheel drive in and of itself, you're paying an extra $5,000 to $7,000 to take and add it to a package for a pickup truck or an SUV. But for it to take and come standard and them taking, charge 21 grand before you take and add, unless you want to take and go up a different model that's got a little bit better package on it or whatever. That's crazy. Let's see. Oh, wow. That's the thing. That's the thing for me is a lot of folks that still have waited for. They either take and get the runaround, or I know of folks that are still waiting on unemployment that have been unemployed since the beginning of the COVID stuff. So,
yeah, he supposedly passed this deal, and nobody's heard nothing out of it anymore.
That's because the states are trying to figure out, they're trying to take and get the extra $400 or whatever from the government itself. So,
yeah, I heard it was only going to be $300. That the states, none of the states wanted to do it. It was like he said $400, but it was like none of the. He didn't specify any details, and when it came out, it was going to pay the $300, and the state was going to pick up the other 25%. But now, none of the states want to do it, so you're only getting the $300, even if you get any. And they said by the time you get it, it's going to be it's done.
Yeah.
Because by the time you get it, it'll be like going back from the time you wasn't getting it. So it's it's going back to the end, and it's going to be out of the money by the time they do that. So I don't know.
Yeah, total cost of operation.
I know one thing, that there are people on YouTube making a living making like 2 or 3 or 4 videos on stimulus updates.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like second stimulus.
You ain't got no more information than the first goddamn video, asshole.
I know but they're getting like tons of views on it, and people are like, "You butthole, you tricked me again," Like clickbait.
Yeah, exactly. Um, Mark, to be honest with you, with the deal that they have with Rivian and Ford's going to be using the same skateboard basically that Rivian uses for their electric vehicles, since they pump so much money into Rivian. I wouldn't be surprised within the next year or two for them to actually come out with a hybrid or electric, more than likely electric Bronco, because they're coming out with a hybrid and an electric F-150, I believe, in like the next 2 years. So, which is funny, they took and showcased that electric F-150. I ain't heard shit about it since then.
TV makes a good point. A lot of people heard
2022. So, I guess into 2021 it'll be coming out.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're not sure. So, it's
Now, are they using the same battery technologies on these on the bikes as they do say the Tesla cars, or did they use the cell replacement? You know what I'm talking about, where you could change the cells out, where it's not you're changing big batteries out at a time. You remember there were some vehicles that were like that.
Yeah, like the Toyota Prius. They've got the battery that you can actually replace, and it's not like they are for Teslas and stuff like that, where they sit up underneath the seats and everything, basically in between the frame and the lower part of that.
I didn't know how Tesla did their batteries, but
yeah, they're
just seemed like to me it'd be better if you could change multiple. You know, like if one of them went out, you could just change that one instead of having to change the whole battery.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, unless you get a defective something that's defective, you're looking at, pretty long life cycle for the battery. So at least they've got that. Like Toyota Prius owners, I kind of felt sorry for them after reading about some of the issues with the batteries, because once the battery starts going bad, you can replace it, and there's a chance it won't be long after you take and get a replacement battery. It's still going to take. And so I don't know what the deal is with that, but I've read people they get disgusted because of that problem. Yeah, Moose Gal, I as fast as they're printing money, I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah, they're going to push a lot of people to. I don't know what's going to happen. Kind of worry me.
And Trevor, I don't think anything's going to come close to the Cybertruck either. I think they're going to have to take in. I think Chevy, Dodge, Ford, all of them are going to have to completely redo the way they offer vehicles, because the stuff that comes standard all comes as parts of different packages for the legacy automakers. So I think they're going to have to start taking and once they come out with it, they have to stop at a lot of the. Oh, you can add this package and this package. You're going to have to take and offer this comes standard and this can be added. But the standard stuff is going to have to take and come kind of rival what Tesla offers on their truck. Let's see. Take a road trip. Hell yeah. Well, I've got one pre-ordered too. That's one of the reasons why I got to start really pumping some shit out on my main channel so I can start getting better income monthly and putting the money back. So once it comes time, I've got money to take and I can pay for it. So we'll have to take and meet up somewhere. Huh?
Do we even know what the final retail price is going to be
for the Cybertruck?
Yeah.
Let's see. The single motor model starts. It's going to be 39,900. The dual motor is 49,900, and then the 500-mile tri motor is 69,900.
Yeah, I don't think I'd.
It'd still be cheaper. It's still cheaper than a Raptor. Those Ford Raptors are not cheap at all. They're expensive. They're proud of them things.
Well, I mean, if it holds up good and you get a lot of value out of it, it'd be worth it. But
yeah,
You never know on a product because anything like that is it depreciates over time. So as soon as you drive it off the lot, you've lost a substantial amount of money.
That's one of the things with the Teslas. Teslas don't lose; they don't take and depreciate the same way that a lot of the legacy automakers cars do. Look at the prices like Model S and stuff like that. That's 4 or 5 years old, and you're still looking at paying 40, 50 grand for it.
So they hold their value.
Oh yes,
okay,
big time. Yeah. The zero bikes. I've kind of taken a look at those, and it's been a minute though. I've looked at. I was going to take and actually do a video on the main channel on electric bikes, and I just, for whatever reason, I never wound up taking and releasing it, and now I've deleted it. So, sorry. Apologies. One of the things that's kind of interesting is the fact that Nikola, Trevor, the one that's supposed to have the hydrogen truck or whatever, their stock price gained like 300% in value or something like that. It went up stupid high. They've got no profit, no revenue, never have. And they got an order for 2,500 garbage trucks, which took and actually give their stock price another bump. But they don't have to take and have them out until 2023. They've yet to take and show a working prototype of anything, and yet they're like he's selling vaporware better than a hooker sells a blowjob. So,
we
need
to start making our own cyber vehicles.
That's what I'm saying, dude. We in the wrong business, that's for sure. Musiala makes sense. There's a lot of vehicles that a lot of legacy automakers are going to have to start cutting out. I think one of the reasons why they're having to do that is because a lot of European countries are requiring by 2022, 2023, 2025, the automakers can't take and sell gasoline powered vehicles anymore. They have taken offer all electric. So, and those are better selling, which other than the Fusion, which used to sell better over here, but now they're having a hard time moving a lot of these things, even the Fiesta, but they sell those better over in Europe, but they're going to have to they got to take and cut them because they're not selling here and they won't be able to sell them over there. So that's pretty good. 18 years old and under 130,000 miles. That's yeah. Yeah, exactly. 39, 49, 69, and plus the self-driving for 8K. Yeah, that's what gets me is the fact they have no sellable products. They have yet to take and show any kind of sellable product. They've got ideas. They've got this is what we're working on, and they've yet to take and show anything that actually works. They're supposed to take and show their pickup, their hydrogen pickup, which I find funny because there is no infrastructure in place to support a hydrogen-powered vehicle like that. They attempted it in California, and people have lawn ornaments and Hondas that are taking space in their fucking garages because they don't have anywhere to take and fill the hydrogen. So,
yeah,
they've got better torque and more power than gas powered. It's instant torque.
I used to think the same way Julie thinks, but until
yeah,
all the research and stuff. Yeah,
Julie,
you show the Cybertruck pulling the Ford truck.
No, I haven't.
Video? Maybe you can show that video. It really just depends on how it's designed, really.
Yeah.
When you're putting a gas versus electric, comparing them.
Yep. Let's see.
Yeah, give me a 69 Camaro any day. I hear you, Julie.
Well, see, now you go for something like a 69 Camaro. At this point, though, you're taking and going for Definitely not going for, gas mileage or anything like that. You're going for the nostalgia factor, essentially. Your audio. And here we go. Now, this is a Cybertruck, and the yeah. Just get to the damn. And it didn't have any kind of issues. So, and that's the thing about it though is electric vehicles. I mean, there was a what was it? The Model X took and did the same thing to a damn diesel. These two guys taken and have they've got a YouTube channel, and they took and went with the Model X. They actually did it with the Model 3, and until they took and actually locked in on a 4-wheel drive, locked in all the wheels on the on the truck they were trying to use, the Model 3 took and pulled the truck, and it's because it's instant torque. They've got instant power to all to the wheels. So. Let's see, pushing 70 when driverless car. Those are coming. Those are coming with the FSD.
That, who was that talking about that's the kind of vehicle they're looking for where they can say, oh, it's Cat Williams. You see his stand-up comedy deal where he was talking about that? He wants to sit in the back.
No, but I have to look it up. I love listening to Cat Williams.
Oh, it's hilarious. And he was talking about the riots. He said they're taking away the riots from us. He said, they ain't doing it right either. It was funny. He said, we taught y'all better than this. We taught y'all better than this. He said they knocking stuff down, picking it up because they own it. They're like, picking it back up. I thought it was funny. He said, you need to see it. Cat Williams has a new video, I guess.
I've definitely check that out because
it was hilarious.
He is too funny. And see, that's the thing also that most people don't take into account. They've got the higher sticker cost initially, but once you take a look at the total cost of ownership, you go to Tesla forums and stuff like that. When it comes to like maintenance and everything like that, Tesla owners are going 2 and 3 years before they, other than like tires, they're going 2 and 3 years before they take and get the car maintenance, which is like simple stuff. It's not like you've got fewer moving parts. You don't have a combustion engine. You've got an electric motor. You've got you've got the wheels, and they take and check what needs to be checked. And a lot of times you've got Tesla owners who have owned their cars for 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and they haven't had anything catastrophic. You got outliers and stuff like that. Now, if you want to take and talk like fit and finish, that's a completely different story because they've had issues with the fit and finish, but that hasn't affected the operation of the vehicle. Let's see, how much are Teslas? Depends on the model.
Yeah.
Anywhere from $30,000 to more. $70,000, $80,000. Over $100,000. Yeah, over $100,000 for their little the Roadster. But like the Model 3, I think it's what 40 grand, but 250 miles or 280 miles for without having to take and put gas in before you got to charge it and things like that. Depends on the model.
Depends on the
that
batteries
also
built in it also.
Yeah.
Too.
If you get the performance, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the performance on the Model 3, the performance model of the Model 3, which is just over 50 grand, it's 280 miles that you can go before the battery dies. And people are like, oh, that's not very far. Most people, the average American travels less than 70 miles a day round trip. So you can go 2 or 3 days just looking at that. Without having to take and charge, without having to take and charge your battery. So, and you take a look at the cost of gas, $1.89 or $2 a gallon, and you take a look at the cost. You're going to take and charge your car for 8 hours. You're going to take and spend the same amount of. It's going to take and cost the same amount as taking and monthly to take and charge your Tesla every month. It's going to take it's costs about the same to take and run your water heater. So you're not adding any like exorbitant prices or anything like that to a power bill or anything like that. So,
yeah, I like a. Well, I went to, like I told you, I went to electric weed eater. Best thing I ever did. I don't have to worry about it not working the next year, or I don't know.
yeah,
It just works. You just charge it and go. So
see.
I heard they got regular lawnmowers like that now, like zero turn mowers, but I don't know if they're that good yet. The lithium batteries last a long time.
They do. And it is funny thing is Tesla, they're taking a working right now on a, I'm trying to remember, it's a cathodeless lithium ion, if I'm not mistaken. And it's because they found a different chemical makeup for it. And it actually, over time, the way that everything solidifies actually helps with the longevity. They're trying to take and get everything worked out to where it'll be more efficient and it'll take and give better energy density. So that way people can drive further, which it's like Trevor says, it's the range don't matter. Most people drive on average less than 70 miles round trip. That don't, so if you drive it as, to and from work, you're taking and driving 70 miles or less, basically round trip for the day. You're not, it can have a 250-mile range, which don't seem a lot, but are you going to have to take and stop and get gas for 3 days? No. You know what I'm saying? That you got to take and people don't factor in stuff like that. So, and even if you taking after work, you decide to take and drive 50 miles over here to take and look at this, and you drive, 100 miles home. Well, then you might take and charge it, but you're not spending, fucking $30 at the gas station to take and top your tank back off before you go home. That's stuff a lot of folks don't take a look at.
Now, how long does it take you to charge most of these?
Fast charge, I think, is like 2 hours, or you can do it the standard, which is over like 6 or 8 hours overnight.
Okay. Yeah, that's Julian makes a good point on that, but they'll have to make more charging stations.
And see, and that's one of the things Tesla's working on right now is the infrastructure, taking and adding more supercharger stations and stuff like that.
How long will it take you to charge, like if you pull up to one of those?
I still think, if I'm not mistaken, it's still about an hour for it to take and charge 80%. But the thing about it, yeah. And right now, there's companies going, oh, we're coming out with this EV and it's got the fast charging and it'll take and charge to full in 15 minutes. They've yet to perfect that technology. So,
right.
It's been shown that it can be done, but it's been done in laboratory. It's been done in laboratories,
controlled
batteries that are that fucking big. So they have yet to take and go from that big to fucking that big for something that weighs fucking a ton and a half, 2 goddamn tons.
They haven't scaled it up yet.
Nope. Yeah, new Roadster is under 200K and it goes it's 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. So, or 1.6 seconds. It's fast. That's all I know. It's like super duper holy shit fast. Yeah, exactly. You charge it. You take and charge it at home just like you would your phone. You don't have this. You don't have the working parts like you do on a car, on a normal car. So you don't have to worry about stuff like that.
Yeah, it's going to be.
We'll see more people adopt and see, this is Trevor and Mark. We'll see more people taking and doing adoption of electric vehicles in the next 5 years. And because at that point, it'll be a lot more prevalent because the legacy automakers see that that's where the future lies. So you're going to have a lot more legacy automakers either be bankrupt or offering electric vehicles so they don't go bankrupt here in the next 5 or 10 years. And I think this conversation me and Trevor has had, I don't know how many times already, as far as with electric vehicles and how the legacy automakers are having to take and do business. Because whenever you got one whole marketplace like England, with most places that have ordinances in place to where after 2022 or 2024, they can't take and sell gas powered, the internal combustion, the ICE vehicles. Basically, you can't take and sell those anymore over there. And the fact that more and more people over here, that the demand is greater and greater every year, every month, every quarter for electric vehicles, they're playing catch up at this point with Tesla. So
let me ask you a question. This is just me thinking outside the box. I don't know if it's even possible or not. What, say, like you stop at a hotel or whatever, you're staying overnight. What if, you know how you have inductive charging, right, for your phones?
Mm-hmm.
What if they made it where under the payment they could charge these electric vehicles overnight? And
they've already got that. They've already got that technology.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it's not widespread yet, but I can't remember who. Come
up with that'd be a game changer, though.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to remember who it was that was taking and actually working on that technology, but it's already that's in the process of being. They're working out the kinks on that. I can't remember if it was the Lucid or if it's which that's way more expensive, or if it's like the Polestar. It's one of the companies. There's a company out there that's what they're offering, is the inductive charging, where you can have it installed in your driveway, where you just take and park over the top of it and it takes charges your car that way.
Yeah, because I'm thinking if you're stopping somewhere and you've got it plugged in, people could mess with it. You know what I mean? Tamper with all you're doing. You come out there and it's been unplugged. You're like, I've been sleeping all night. It's been unplugged. So we're not going anywhere, kids. Get back in the hotel room.
Yeah, exactly. And see that
this you couldn't stop. You know.
Yeah,
that's the reason I said that, because I don't think it's a very
not
expensive.
Not under the roads, but like they're doing it like driveways and stuff like that. I cannot remember what freaking company it was I was reading about it. They're offering their cars.
Okay, they're locking the place
with the inductive charging. Like I said, they're still trying to remember what car it was. Trying to remember what company, but it's going to be like you take and have a spot in your driveway. You can park the car. It does the inductive charging instead of having to take and plug it in or have anything.
Awesome. Just imagine coming home in your garage and parking.
Yeah,
not messing with nothing. You wake up the next morning, it's ready to go. That to me, that'd be awesome.
And see, now as far as like doing it on roads and stuff like that, yeah, that would be way too much. But yeah, one of the things with Tesla, they've got an app where you can actually take and go on there, and if you're doing a multi-day, a road trip or something like that, you have to stop for the night. You can take and see superchargers and the charging stations and stuff like that along the way, as well as hotels that have the Tesla charging stations or electric vehicle, the EV charging stations that are compatible with Tesla. So
I know my phone would charge almost as quick now. They have the technology, but I'm assuming you would have to place the whatever underneath the vehicle where it would be closer to the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
They have to be redone or something. Or maybe this thing drops down whenever you park it for charging. You can charge and it drops that down where it can get a real good. Because if you got a distance on it, you're not going to charge it probably very good. But hey, there's been people that take, like on these big super, long hauls for power, they've said people put stuff under and yanking the power off and sealing it.
Mm-hmm.
So if it'll do that, who knows? I don't know. It'd have to be, they could figure it out though, if they want to do it.
Good idea for Bob Evans, eat and charge at the same time. CB killing two birds with one stone there. So I think Moose, what he's trying to take and put across is you fill up, it's $25. If you're taking on a Tesla, you charge your car at home. You're looking at like less than $5 a day for charging. If you decide to charge it every day because you've got that kind of a drive, which if you're driving 250 miles round trip, I feel sorry for you. That's all I'm saying. You're talking about the maintenance costs and stuff like that. Most people 2, 3, 4 years, they don't even take in unless it's like windshield wipers and tires, no maintenance.
Brakes.
You take and add up what you'll pay in maintenance in 3 or 4 years on a $12,000 on that $12,000 car, add in your gas, and you could take and buy a Tesla for the amount of money that you're going to be spending between those and your insurance as what you would take and pay in the same amount of time just taking owning a Tesla at the higher price point, because then you're not having to take and stop for gas. So you're taking a look in at $5, $6 a month. Basically, it takes a cost to run your water heater for the month, maybe 10 at the most. So that's what that's the added cost you take and have for your car to take and charge it at home. So you're looking at $10 a month take and keep your car charged, and then you're looking at no maintenance costs, no $100 here, no $150 there, no nothing like that. That's what Trevor's trying to take and kind of put across to you. So
yeah, it's kind of, it depends if everything's perfect and your battery stay, everything is relative. So how good everything holds up.
Yeah. So
because you can get a lemon vehicle too, and you'll have more maintenance on it. So
no, that is true. I think we're going to go ahead and end it. Hell, it's been over an hour.
Yeah, so, wow, I've enjoyed talking about the electric vehicles there.
I have too. I thank you everybody for stopped through here and took part in conversations. On this channel, y'all are going to start seeing me taking to do more live streams more often. Like if I see something and I decide there's not enough info on it to take and do, a single video, and I find enough of the single things, I'm going to start doing live streams on here for the EV news and even tech stuff, and probably start looking at videos on here live at some of the some of the races and stuff like that as well, just to take and have something to take and do, because I enjoy talking with all y'all, and I enjoy taking and doing stuff like that, and I just haven't done it enough here lately, and I can take and do that before I even start doing my regular video recording. So expect to start seeing me a lot more active on this channel. So cool. Which 4 o'clock today, new videos dropping on this channel. Just let y'all know. So
that's awesome, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed the shit out of it. You're always welcome. Even though, unfortunately, Blake couldn't take and join, but Blake's went live without me, so I said, fuck it. It was my turn, and I'm glad you're able to join, and even if it's me and Blake, you're always welcome. So, yeah.
I appreciate it. I had a good time. Like I said, I don't know a lot about, but I do have, electronic background, and that's what I've got my degree in, and that in computer science and all that.
Yeah.
So I love the science behind it, and I don't know, maybe I'll get involved more. I really like it. And my dad was a mechanic all his life. So
oh, cool.
Don't get into mechanicing. Do something better. But he was, always working on stuff and had projects going on, and
yeah. Well, we appreciate all y'all for Jeremy V. This is the Eclectic Beard signing off. Y'all have a lovely one.
Take care.